What's your full name?
Maurice Bahan.
And what's your birth date?
Birth date?
Yeah.
April 21, 1922. Makes me 100 years old.
It sure does. Congratulations and happy birthday.
Thank you.
A few months later. And I know on that table behind you there's about 1,000 or more birthday cards and letters.
That's right. I got about 1,000 as a result of Bill Thompson's putting my name into the. Can't hear you very good.
What did you do for your birthday?
What did I do? Oh, I don't know. Ron and I sat around and didn't do very much.
You have a party? A birthday bash?
They had a little shindig for me here at the house.
Good.
Had some friends, and my youngest sister and her husband were here, and it was pretty nice. They had a thing for me over at church, a little party, and had about 150 or 200 people.
Wow.
Came and wished me well, and wished me a happy birthday, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
I got a few hugs and kisses out of it.
That's good. Always good. And where did you grow up?
Well, I was raised on a farm in Illinois, right down in the middle of Illinois, about 25 miles east of Peoria, and about 25 miles or 20 miles west of Bloomington. I went to school to Normal, Illinois State Normal University, which is in this town of Normal, and graduated from college there in 1948. I wanted to go to college, but my dad told me, he said, I can't send you to college. He said, you're going to have to make it on your own if you want to go to school. And so I stayed home and worked for him the year after I got out of high school. My mother was pregnant with my baby sister at the time, so I stayed home, worked for my dad, did field work, all kind of stuff around the farm, and took care of my mother, and got lined up for school the next year. Have you ever heard of Eureka College?
Yeah.
Okay. I went to Eureka. Of course, Ronald Reagan is an alumnus of Eureka. Their famous one I remember. And I went there. I got in a year and a half of college there before the war. And I went into the service in 1943 and spent 3 years in the Army Air Corps and did overseas duty in Italy. Flew an old B-17 bomber, got in 13 combat missions, one of which is memorable because I almost got it on that one.
What happened on that?
What happened?
Yeah.
Well, we were told in our briefing, which was to Berlin, we were to bomb the Daimler-Benz engine works in the edge of Berlin. And they told us that we would probably be attacked by Me-262 fighter planes, which is the first combat jet plane to fly in actual combat. Well, we'd never seen a jet, didn't know what a jet looked like. The 8th Air Force in England had been familiar with the jet because they flew targets in the area where the jet operated. But we'd never seen one, so we didn't know what to expect. Well, we got over the target area, and sure enough, there were about a dozen jets hit our formations. And one of them specifically came through our formation, hit our formation. When we started out that flight, flying in the 7th position in the formation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Tail end Charlie, we called it. And we started out in that position. About halfway to, well, let me go back. We always had a spare plane come along with us, just in case any plane in the formation had engine problem or something else that they had to drop out and go back home. So we had a spare plane flew with us. About halfway to the target, the number 5 plane, which is the right hand on the second element of the formation, lost an engine. It couldn't keep up with the formation. So, as the protocol for flights was, we moved up into his position, the number 5 position, and the spare plane came in and took the place number 7 position. Well, this jet attacked us on the bomb run, and he knocked down that number 7 plane, which would have been us if we hadn't been up in the 5th position.
Wow.
I watched him go down. He'd got 2 engines, and I watched this plane go down, and they were losing altitude. And of course, a normal B-17 would fly on 3 engines. On 2 engines it would fly, but it couldn't maintain its altitude. So they were headed west. We'd been briefed that if we got shot down, we would try to make it to the Russian lines. We were behind the Russian lines because the Russians were they were through Poland. They were about 80 miles east of us, and we're advancing toward Berlin.
Yeah.
Well, I watched them, and they were headed east toward the Russian lines, and I watched them as far as I could see. None of them ever bailed out. So we assumed that they made it behind the lines. If they did, the Russians sent them back down through Israel and across North Africa, and they never came back to the unit. We assumed that they came back to the States, but we didn't actually know that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the story. That was the closest we ever came to getting shot down. And yeah, that's my most, well, what do I want to say? That is the most that I think about the most is that one, that mission.
Yeah.
Of course, I had other missions. We flew. I flew with my crew. You had to fly 5 missions, experience missions, when you started your flying in combat. You had to fly 5 experience missions before you were put back with your crew, and you flew the rest of your missions with your crew. Of course, you trained with them.
Yeah.
They flew experience missions too. When we all had 5 missions in, we came back as a crew and flew the rest of our missions. We might have flown 1 or 2 missions with some other crew. They might have put us in, but generally we flew with our own crew. And I got in 13 missions before the war ended. I got over there late because of certain circumstances. I caught scarlet fever in basic training after I first went in the service. Then after I got almost to the point of getting my commission and finishing flight training, I guess it was a month of it, or maybe a month and a half before, and I had a inguinal hernia, and I'd kind of kept it from the flight surgeon. We had a physical every month and a half, and I kind of kept it from the flight surgeon. He hadn't found it, but he found it about a month and a half before I finished my pilot training. Well, I thought, sure, they'd wash me out on that. Couldn't fly with it. Mm. And at least the doctor said I couldn't fly with it. And I was sure they would, but they'd spent too much money on me to do that. So they put me in the hospital again in 60 days. So that was 3-4 months that I was behind on going overseas. And I guess it was a good thing so far as I was concerned, because I would have been over there otherwise pretty much in the middle of the war, and I wouldn't have got in near as many. Wouldn't have got as many missions as I would have got all my missions in. I would have got all. The tour duty was 25 missions. I put in 13 was all. I didn't get to fly after I got overseas. I didn't get to fly a mission until after the 1st of January in 45. That was because they were letting all the crews that had a high number of missions fly their tour out of, so they could come on back home. Mm-hmm. And so we didn't fly we flew every day just to keep able to go, you know.
Yeah.
But we didn't fly any missions till after the first of the year. And then because of that, I only got in 13 missions.
What made you want to fly?
What made me want to fly?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I don't know. I just thought I'd want to fly. Just well.
It just seemed exciting.
Yeah, it's something that
something new.
Not everybody does, you know.
I know. Back then,
and
yeah.
I just thought I'd like to fly, and it was probably the greatest experience of my life, being a pilot and going to the combat, all that sort of thing. Something I think about a lot, still do. But after the war ended, I came back home. Of course, I would have loved to have kept flying, but I came back and started back to school, to college, and I was on the GI Bill. They didn't pay him enough to I'd had to rent a plane to fly, and I didn't make enough, didn't have enough saved up and all to rent a plane and fly, so I haven't flown a plane since I got out of the service. I've got in plenty of airtime. The job I had required me to fly all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've got in a lot of air travel, but not as a pilot anymore. Which I've got some pictures
Do you?
here of my crew.
Oh, let me see if I can. Is it right here?
That black one, that's it.
Oh, okay.
That's my crew.
No.
Our crew, I should say.
Okay, which one is you?
Well, you can pick me out there. I was a co-pilot.
Here.
You've got it.
I had to cheat by looking at that.
You know, it's a sad thing. We were very close as a crew.
Yeah.
Crews are very close, working together, you know.
Yeah.
We train together, and of course, I didn't train with this crew. I was.
Yeah. Good picture.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. The crews were very close. And it's a sad thing we never stayed in touch with one another after the war was over. The pilot and I exchanged, this is the first pilot, we exchanged letters for a year or two after, and then we quit writing, and none of the other guys. But I know the names, I remember the names of all of them.
Good, good.
Richard Guthrie, me, this boy I'm not sure of. This was George Wright. He was a navigator. He was a bombardier. Here's our aerial engineer. His name was Matier he was from New York. This is Joe Bracken. He was our radio man. He was from Detroit. This is George, I think was his first name, Wood. He was our master gunner. This is Gordon British Camel. He was from Chicago. And he was our ball turret gunner. Notice he's littler than the rest of them. He could get in a ball turret. This is Lee Ronceville. He was from San Francisco, I think.
Okay.
And sad thing is I didn't get in touch with him. Now, the rest of those pictures in there are pictures of the targets that we bombed. Of some of the targets, plus pictures of the old bird.
Is this your actual plane?
No, it's not. That's not our plane. That's just a picture of a B-17 in flight.
Okay. These are good pictures.
Now, those are targets.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry I didn't put title on all of them, but I didn't. But I know where they're.
So I think I heard that after the war, you were allowed to go fly back over your targets.
Yeah.
Is that right?
We had good colonels in charge of our outfit. He told us, he said, we've made a memento for you of your time over here. He said, we put together pictures of your targets and all, and said, we've made a copy of them for every one of you. And so I brought back, they were little 4x5 photographs of the targets.
Mm-hmm.
And I brought back these pictures. We have a fellow over at church that enlarged these and put them in a book for us.
Good.
For me. He wouldn't take a nickel for it. He did it. He does that kind of stuff. And he's a good old Joe. His name is Arlen Moore. And yeah, I don't know.
So you got some other pictures.
Oh, yeah. No, there's not much in there. I took the pictures out of that one.
Oh, okay.
Those are.
Oh, I see you have a picture of the Texas Rangers B-17 that
Oh.
it just crashed a few days ago.
There's several. I don't know what all's in this album.
Yeah.
You got it right side up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the plane that was in an accident a few days ago.
Yeah. There's only a few of those left.
That's
those
right.
old B-17s.
Yeah.
That's when I first started cadet school. That picture.
Yeah, I was
That's
looking at that.
That was when I first started. That's when I got my commission, this one back here.
Yeah. Very nice. I like it.
Handsome dude.
Oh, yeah. You still are.
Well, I don't know about that. He smoked a pipe. He chewed tobacco. The only way he didn't use tobacco was snuff. He never used snuff. So I took after him smoking a pipe. And I don't smoke just any pipe. I smoke cobs, corn cobs, because they're cheap and they don't last as long, but they smoke as the best of any pipe. I keep on hand about a dozen of them. I smoke one, lay it down, smoke the next one, lay it down. I rotate them. They're laying right there on those chairs, on that chair.
Do you,
And I keep them in a an aluminum box. You can look at them there.
Yeah, I see
They're
'em.
on the outside there,
yeah,
next to the door. I have the ones that are waiting to be smoked in an aluminum box there, and I have the others in a cigar, or I mean a tobacco can, and I switch them back and forth.
okay. Do you smoke one every day?
What's that?
Do you smoke one every day?
Smoke one every day? I smoke about 12 times a day.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'll smoke one, go back in the other room, and I don't read much anymore because my eyes, naturally you see with your eyes. That was a stupid thing to say. But at any rate, I'll sit out here for a while and then I'll go back in the other room and watch television. I don't watch much television. I generally never turn television on until at night. Sometimes I'll turn it on at 8 o'clock and watch clear through till the 10 o'clock news is off,
Yeah.
and then I go on to bed.